Brian Hewitt again with Watchdog Networking, and I've got another video here for you. You know, oftentimes people ask me, is that all you do is business computers? Do you do the personal computer as well? Yeah, I do. I tend to find that people use their business computers a little bit more seriously. That's my main focus. I mean, that's my certification, is in the networking and business computers and Windows Server. But, you know, I worked for Microsoft for quite some time, and I'm also very proficient at repairing the Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows Vista operating system as well. So I can work on any computer. I just want to make sure that if I'm working on personal computers, that, you know, if people are infected, if they have a virus on their computer, they don't keep going to those same places, because we don't want to keep repeating the same thing. So I tend to find people take their business computers a little bit more seriously, but I do home computers as well. Oftentimes people ask me, and the subject of this video is, how do I know if I should repair my computer or replace it? So repair, replace. And a lot of times what I put into effect is what I like to call the 5-250 rule. Meaning that if your computer is older than 5 years, you may not want to spend more than $250 on it. And the way that shakes out is like this. Let's say that you've got a computer that's, you know, it's 5 years old, and let's say that you bought it 5 years ago at someplace like Best Buy or Costco, something like that, for $600. Of course, we all know that $600 is going to buy you a lot more computer today than it did back then. Faster processor, more RAM, such and such. Probably more updated and newer operating system. Let's say that you bought it 5 years ago, and now it's infected with a virus. So you're going to have me come in with the special that I'm offering now, $90, guaranteed 90 days, clean up all the viruses. Now, along with that, if there's any damage to the Windows operating system, I'm also going to repair that for you and take care of that. Like I said, I'm fully certified to do that. I don't know about the geek guys and the little Volkswagens down the road, but I can help you out. Okay, so let's say we get it all cleaned up, but in the process you tell me, you know, Brian, something else has been happening with this computer. Every once in a while it just freezes up and turns off. So we get in and do some additional diagnostics and find out the hard drive's failing. Well, now we're looking at, you know, maybe a little bit upwards of $100 for a hard drive. We're looking at an hour's installation, and I probably would just even throw in the data transfer with that, because, you know, everything needs to be transferred to the new hard drive. Let's say by the time we're done, we're looking at closer to $300. You know, at this point, before we begin, we might want to look at, is this a good deal? Now, what I mean by that is, if the computer has an older processor, like a Celeron, get it out of here. Bye. If it has a Pentium, then that might be okay. But if it has a Core 2, you know, that's a good processor for general computing and for you know, everyday business use. And you know, a lot of times people are confused. What does it mean, dual core, quad core, this and that? Think of it like this. Think of it as a Core 2 being a 2-lane highway. So let's say you're in a room and you're having a conversation with a couple of people at the same time. Well, the i7 generation of processor, the newer ones, is like an 8-lane superhighway. So again, let's say you've got, you know, one guy in a room, he can have a conversation with a couple of people, and let's say you've got some tech guy with ADD. I mean, I'm not saying that's me, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying anything right now, I'm just saying. Okay, so let's say that this tech guy can have a conversation with 8 people at the same time, and doesn't run out of the room screaming and go play Call of Duty or something like that. That's more like your i7 processor, an 8-lane superhighway, able for you to have, you know, several browser windows open on your internet, your Microsoft Word open, your Outlook, all the things that people have, you know, Skype and running all these things. The newer processors are geared toward that. Now, so in this example, if it's an older computer and it's infected, what I might recommend is, yes, let's get it cleaned up. And if it's within your budget, look at the purchase of a new computer, or just hold on to it and rub your nickels together, you know, until you have enough money to get the newer computer. I'm not just going to let you spend $300 on a computer that you're not going to be happy with 6 months or a year down the road. Now, on the other hand, let's take a more positive example. Let's say that your computer's a couple of years old, it's got the i3 or the i5 processor, it's infected, we're going to clean it up, and then you say, oh, by the way, it seems like it lags on me, it seems slow, and as I get into it and do some additional diagnostics, I find that it just needs a simple RAM upgrade. Well, that's a simple thing, and we could be out of the whole thing with the virus, the RAM, everything for a couple $100, and you'd have yourself, you know, a high-performance machine that's going to do everything you need it to do. So I just want to encourage you, there's a lot of different ways we can approach your machine. Most of us, when we get a new computer, we're excited, we're pleased with its performance, we like the way it handled at the store, and then over time, it begins to slow down on us. Some of that can be virus related, some of it can be that we're running too many programs, or some of it can just be that it's become outdated in today's environment. As an example, I remember when I first got on the internet, everybody used NetZero. There were CDs everywhere in the stores, and you could put that on for free. But when it gets to the point where the web pages are loading just a little bit at a time, or the videos are freezing up, it's time to go to the high-speed cable, which most people have today, or DSL or something. So, anyways, I just want to let you know that as a personal computer user myself, and as a business computer user, I'm going to recommend what's right for you in your unique situation. And if repair and upgrade is the answer, we'll do it. If the virus cleaning and getting the data ready for a new computer is what we need to do, we can always clean the data, make a backup of everything, and be ready to go for when you purchase that new computer. All right, thanks for letting me share, and have a good morning. Now, gee, what does this button do here? Whoa!
I feel like some kind of a important person or something.